Hello and welcome to the V2 Football Podcast. I'm your host Shane Lees, and joining me this week we've got Nick Davey.
Good evening all.
And we have got Anthony Kendrick. Or have we?
Hello all.
There we have got Anthony Kendrick.
I hope so.
Okay, right. We're going to get straight into it this week, and we want to talk about Jose Mourinho. Obviously, we weren't on last week, technical difficulties, so we weren't able to talk about the thing with the physios. But after that happened, he's obviously gone and lost 3-0 to Man City, and a few people are now questioning him. They're saying, has he lost it? Has he changed from the manager he was? So I want to ask you that question: Has Jose Mourinho lost it?
No. You look at it, two games into the season, absolutely no. You can't judge it on 2 games into a season. They've come off the back of a tough pre-season. They've had two tough games. City away is probably going to be the toughest trip they're going to play all season. And they've played obviously at home to a very good team in Swansea. They've taken 1 point from 6. Yeah, on paper that's not very good, but to criticise Mourinho and say, he's lost it is a bit far-fetched. He's not Wenger at the end of the day.
Well, what a lot of people are criticising is not necessarily the way... What they're criticising is maybe not necessarily, the starts and the results that he's had, but I think it's more about his general attitude and the sort of excuses he's making, because that was a theme last season as well. And people are saying he's just, blaming everyone else. Yeah, is Mourinho in the wrong in this sort of situation?
No, it's Mourinho, and he's always been doing it. He's done it. He always does. It's his style, isn't it? He always does it, and I suspect he probably will do it for the rest of his managerial career.
Okay, well, they've lost their first 2 games, Chelsea, and you mentioned it there about the bad pre-season. Is it all just a matter of maybe not having enough time to prepare or the right games to prepare for the new season, or are there actually genuine problems in that Chelsea squad that we're seeing?
Well, I think sorry, you go, mate.
If you're going to say it's bad pre-season games, problematic pre-season games, surely it's Jose Mourinho's fault for organising those games. Like, if you look at other teams, surely they're setting up their pre-season in the best way possible to prepare. Well, I think surely you could say he's at fault for that. I
have a very strong feeling that these days at the big clubs, the managers don't get much of a say in pre-season because it's all corporate now. It's all about
making money, isn't it?
It certainly is. But if you look at Man United, for instance, Van Gaal, he openly criticised Man United's tour of America last year. They went to America again, but it was very different, and he made it clear it was the way it was organised. It was set up well, so they only played in 2 different time zones. You could see it was a better prepared one in order to prepare the players, and they've won their first 2 games.
Yeah, and I think I agree with that. And I think Chelsea they played a game on the Wednesday night. Am I right in saying before their Saturday
correct,
game? Yeah. Who does that? It's ludicrous. It's not as bad as I think the Tottenham going on a quick trip to America before the season starts. But it's not as ludicrous as that. But it's still. I mean, I think to be fair, this year the Premier League usually starts on the week after the Football League starts, so usually around the 15th, 16th. I know obviously they started a week early because they want to get it done before the Euros. But maybe that's caught a few of them out. But as I say, a few days before your season starts, it's a bit stupid in my opinion.
Well, the Community Shield, they were awful as well. Against Arsenal, completely outplayed. You could see it coming before the game. Everyone predicted Arsenal to win, and they were right.
Well, if it's just a matter of a slow start, a bit of a bad pre-season, then eventually Chelsea have to kick into gear and start, doing what they did last year. It's essentially the same team, so there's no reason why they can't go in and do that. So how long do we reckon it'll take before Chelsea start swinging into gear?
I reckon this Sunday they'll beat West Brom comfortably, and I think it's as you were.
Well, they have to get back into it soon. They can't keep losing games. I think, playing easier teams will help. Such as West Brom, but City, they were completely outplayed. City were by far the better team, and
I disagree with that, actually.
Disagree?
I watched that game, and Chelsea in the first half, they were outplayed completely in the first half, but it was only 1-0, and Chelsea did create opportunities. They weren't creating shots, but they were creating, opportunities to go and get in behind the City defence. It was in the second half that whilst they sort of took control of the game in terms of possession, that again they sort of, let it go a bit at the back. I think they sort of maybe didn't defend as well as they could have done. But when people were criticising afterwards, especially Mourinho's press conference, they were so cherry-picking what he said. He said absolutely legitimate things. He was saying, on the balance of the game, that was not a fair result. That was not a fair result on the balance of the game. 1-0, 2-0 maybe, yeah, that's a fair result. But I just think that everyone looks at it like a 3-0 loss, and they said that's a really bad defeat. But on the balance of how the play went, Chelsea weren't as bad as people said they were.
I thought the 15-20 minutes after the break, they improved, they were good, they were the better team. But I think the first half, Aguero had chance after chance. He should have scored a few. And at the end, the final 25 minutes, half an hour, City then were the better team, I think.
Okay, well, Chelsea have they lost 3 games all of last season. If they are going to kick into gear, they need to start doing it soon. They can't afford that much else.
The thing as well with Mourinho is when they lose, it's never his fault. He wouldn't ever come out and say they were the better team. If he loses, it's somebody else's fault. It's a bad referee. He'll sarcastically congratulate a referee. It's the medical staff's fault. It's never his fault.
Well, I think it's not necessarily moving blame away from him. I think it's moving blame away from his players. I think he's always done that. He's tried to insulate his players from the media. He takes attention from the players and puts it on himself, puts it on the club, puts it on referees, on the Premier League, all those sorts of things. I think he's always trying to, because no one ever really talks about Chelsea players. When they lose, when it's a bad match, no one's ever saying these Chelsea players were abysmal. They might talk about it quickly, on Monday Night Football or whatever. But in the press, it never really gets mentioned. It's always something else. So I do think I think it's actually a good thing. It maybe sounds like a lot stupid in the media when he does it, but in terms of insulating his players from the media, and if you're the champions, you're there to be shot at by everyone. I mean, you look how much everyone's getting on Mourinho's back, shows everyone just hates a champion. So I think it's a good strategy. I just think it's kind of backfired a bit recently.
No, I'll buy that.
Okay, we're going to move on to the other team that is defying expectations in the Premier League, Leicester City. I think I was one of the ones who said them to go, and I think most of us said...
I was. I'll throw my hands up. I said, they're the team I feared the most.
Yeah, I agreed with that. Most of us said they're not going to be able to do it this year, and 2 wins from 2, and not just 2 wins from 2. They have absolutely smashed their opposition out of the park.
Been top of been top of match of the day on both weeks, haven't they? Lineker's been loving it.
It is crazy, but I want to ask the question, how long can they keep it up? Because obviously to the end of last year, they had this great run of form and they're carrying it on now, but they were also abysmal for 2/3 of the season. And I think you can't really do that and realistically expect to stay up. But I think they lucked out a bit last year in terms of there were enough clubs around them that did just as bad for 2/3 of the season.
It's almost like, to me, they haven't been away. They've almost literally finished on where they finished the season on so strong. They've sort of carried that straight. I mean, I know it's a cliche, but I think they really have carried it into the season. I've seen it a lot with some clubs. I mean, it's obviously different to compare, but like a club in non-league, my local town, Burge Hill, they finished the season I think on lots of 7 wins, and they carried it into this last season, and they went and won the league with only losing 1 game all season. So I think that's sort of similar with Leicester in the Premier League this year. They started off the season superbly well, and they battered their teams. I know Sunderland were awful in that first game, but beating West Ham away, no matter what stage of the season, that is an awesome result, getting 3 points at Upton Park.
The thing is, West Ham were top 4 until about Christmas, I think. I remember looking it up for the fancast.
Yeah.
But it's like you've mentioned your local team, Nick. I'm not sure Leicester are capable of winning the Premier League. But,
no.
No, I understand. I think we'll see them drop off eventually. They might have a couple more good results, but they'll drop off, as I think everyone will predict. I think if they get like a high, like maybe 12th or something, that would be a good season for them. We'll see all the teams have their good runs of form.
Oh, of course. But the question I want to quickly ask you about Leicester is, at the start of the season, we almost all predicted that they were maybe relegation candidates, or at least in trouble a bit. Not going to do quite as well as they ended up doing last year. But does anyone here think they're going to get relegated now?
I'm starting to doubt it, but lads, it's 2 games into the season. We cannot judge it. I mean, like, if you just Anthony said last season, West Ham top 4, then in the end of the season, they just looked like a shocking West Ham team. It's just so hard to call, isn't it? You can't judge it now. But I said Leicester to go down at the start of the season. I'm going to stick by my principles and stay. I think they still might go down. 2 games in, can't judge it.
I'm being stubborn as well and saying Leicester still to go down because I will never admit I'm wrong.
Stand by it just because simply 2 games in. Who knows? By the international break, he might get me to change my opinion if they go and make it 4 wins out of 4. I don't know who they've got this week. I think it's Tottenham at home.
It might be. I'm tempted to say it is.
I think there's someone at home. I think it could be Tottenham, but that's winnable. The Tottenham look awful at the moment. I think that could be an easy win for Leicester. So who knows? But as I say, I'm still going to stick by my guns, and I think they'll go down.
You're correct. It is Tottenham at home. Can I just point out that I never had any opinion on Leicester on this podcast?
No, you did.
No.
Everyone else did. But okay, right.
All right. I can't remember having an opinion, but I get the feeling Leicester will drop off and will be. They'll be in the relegation battle for sure. I think it'll be like last season. There'll be 5, 6, 7 teams all with a possibility of relegation coming towards April time.
Okay, well, we're going to move on to the last team I want to talk about quickly, and that's Man United. Now, of course, Anthony, you're a Man United fan. We always have to talk about Man United. They're one of the biggest teams in this league.
Team in the world.
In the world. But what I want to ask...
I have to represent with no Hero or Chris. All right.
Do. What I want to ask, is all well at Manchester United, or is it a bit of worrying times? Because on the face of it, 6 points out of 6, 2 clean sheets, 2 fairly easy victories. I didn't struggle at any times in those games. But there's also this hint that it's kind of a bit uneasy at Manchester United at the moment. That they did labour a bit to get the wins. It could have easily been 2-0, I think. And with the recent things happening with transfers, I don't know, I'm getting the feeling from a lot of Manchester United fans they're a bit unhappy with how it is at the moment.
Losing out on Pedro is disappointing. However, I think you have to consider what Manchester United have done over the whole summer. They've signed Darmian, Schweinsteiger, Schneiderlin, Depay. Big targets like Depay in particular. A lot of other big teams also wanted him. We've got rid of Di Maria for a good fee. We've had a good summer of transfer activity. What's happened recently with Otamendi, I'm not 100% sure we were even in for him. I don't think he's a good defender, but I'm not sure he's much better than what we already have. As for Pedro, losing him's a disappointment, but from what I've heard, Victor Valdez had a role in that. Apparently, he suggested he didn't move there. Apparently, they're quite good pals.
I heard that as well.
That turns out that's a terrible signing in of Valdez.
I heard that. I heard Valdez said that. Don't join.
I think Otamendi. The thing is, people are talking about we need a centre back, and a lot of people on the forum have said about United.
I think United definitely need a centre back, 100%.
The thing is, they say we need this centre back, we need that centre back. The only 2 centre backs I see out there who would definitely improve us significantly are Diego Godin and Sergio Ramos. Any of the other defenders we're being linked with, I don't think are a significant improvement on what we already have. There'd be a slight...
Well, Ramos is definitely not happening because he's just signed, obviously, this new...
Well, no, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why we were so insistent we should get Ramos. Godin, I'd love to see, but other than that...
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that as much as I actually personally quite like Chris Smalling, I reckon Mats Hummels is actually a better centre-back than him.
Hummels is... I'd worry about him in the Premier League because he is very slow.
Yeah.
I'd worry about him.
But German centre-backs are so intelligent, they don't even need the pace.
I think in the Premier League, every defender has to have a bit of pace about him, except John Terry.
Okay, right. We'll move on from that, and we're going to play a brand new game. Now, this is called the V2 World Challenge. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to name a football club, and it's going to be like penalty shootout. You have to tell me first in which country that club plays, and then second we have each player has a world map, and you have to tell me where in the world that country is. So it's both a challenge of your footballing knowledge and your geography knowledge. So allow me to give a quick example. If I said AC Milan, you would say Italy, and then Italy I think is in I-17 on our map. So it's in that little quadrant there. So that's the first example. Now, Anthony, you're going to start.
Sorry, can you do that again?
Do what again?
Italy's not I-17, is it?
Yeah, it is. I think it is. It's K-17. K-17, sorry, I think. Or J. My map's quite small.
I haven't got my glasses on.
I
I don't even wear glasses.
Right, okay, yeah, but that's how we're gonna do it. Obviously, you can't play along at home because you don't have this map, but you'll get the idea. Anthony, you're gonna start.
Okay.
Now, if I butcher this pronunciation, I am very sorry to all the people of this country, but I want you to tell me which country Koromkon FC plays in.
Are you going to tell me which country it is so I can point to it on a map if I'm wrong?
If you're wrong, I will do that. Do you want me to spell it for you?
Go on, repeat it.
It's Koromkon FC. It's KHOROMKHON.
Nigeria.
Wait, is this a world map or a map of Europe?
World map.
Right, I can't find England.
What? It's 16. H16. Not that.
Yeah. Okay. Where in the world is Koromkon FC? What country is it?
Nigeria.
No, it is Mongolia. Now, can you tell me where in the world Mongolia is on the map?
Oh, hang on now.
Am I supposed to be buzzing in or not?
C23.
You probably couldn't have been much more wrong. I don't think. On our little map.
This is the worst game ever.
Right, I won't tell you where it is on our map because it won't make any sense to you, but it is north of China. Yeah. So you put that like above Moscow.
Where's what have you got a number for that? Sorry.
Have I got a number for that? Yes, I do. It's in J25.
Where's England?
Oh, okay, I'm with you. Yeah, you're right.
Right, Nick, your turn.
God.
I want you to tell me which country Recreativo de Lobolo is in.
Well, this is such a stupid game.
I can give you a hint if you want.
No, I'm not a pussy.
You don't want a hint?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
This country featured in Call of Duty Black Ops 2.
I've never played that game.
That's tough luck.
I've never played any Call of Duty either, so that wouldn't help me. I thought it's probably not where I thought it was then.
Recreativo de Lobolo. Where is that in the world?
M22.
Tell me a country.
Nigeria.
Interesting that you both went to Nigeria, and you're actually closer. That's in Angola. Now, can you tell me where Angola is?
Africa.
Can you tell me where it is on the map?
M20. No, wait. Yeah, M22.
Well, you put that in the middle of the sea.
Yeah.
It's not. It's R17. Don't worry, guys. Those were the harder ones. We started.
No, it's not in the middle of the sea.
That's in India, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, can we submit this game as a massive flaw?
It isn't. That was just the hard ones. Anthony, can you tell me in which country Seattle Sounders plays in?
That's easy.
That is Seattle Sounders.
Can I name a computer game which is set in Seattle? A PS4 game?
No, tell me which country it's in.
Well, infamous Second Son's it's in the US.
Okay, it's in America. Now, where in America is it?
I've got a feeling it's.
Do you want a hint? The Twilight series was also set in the same state.
Are you just looking for places where games and films and stuff were set in?
I'm making up these hints as I go along. I sadly actually know that fact.
Oh, right. I know Infamous is set there because it's a really nice city to play in the game. I think it's on the East Coast, but I'm not confident at all. Let's go. I-8.
I-8. Do you know, you were not terribly far away. I mean, you are on the grand scheme of things. I think you put that around Miami. But it's in J5, which is in Washington, the state, which is the far northwest, right on the border of Canada. So, I mean, you got 1 point there, though. Okay, so you're in the lead.
I got the wrong side. I thought it was east.
Now, Nick, this is also quite an easy one.
Yep.
Zenit St. Petersburg.
Well, it's in Russia.
That's in Russia. Now, where in Russia is that?
Well, I can't find Russia, but yeah.
You can't find Russia. It's the biggest country in the world.
That's a big hint.
Well, it's obvious Russia's the biggest country in the world, but where is... So that's India. Oh, I think I found it.
What, Russia or St. Petersburg?
Is it R11?
Hey?
You put that in Brazil. No, right.
It's not my fault. This map's rigged. This map's stupid. It doesn't even.
Is it like G25 or somewhere around there?
You were a lot closer. It's G19. It's it's Eastern Russia. It's quite near the Ukraine. You put that in Brazil. Brazil is not Russia.
Did you see this map, or you're just saying random numbers?
I do, but this map's stupid. I haven't seen a world map in years.
I think you're just bad at geography, right? Okay, Anthony, can you tell me where Terek Grozny is?
Terek Grozny.
Grozny.
Are these like big clubs in their countries?
These are all in the Premier League. They're clubs that do decently well.
All
right.
Do you want a hint?
What's set there? Go on.
The local region has been in a civil war for the past 20-odd years.
Oh.
That's your hint.
Wasn't what I was going to... I don't know, actually.
I never said these hints would actually be helpful.
Well, there's somewhere I had in mind, but I've no idea if they've been
right.
in a civil war or not. Probably not.
Terek Grozny, where in the world is that?
Let's say Bulgaria.
I'm afraid you're wrong. That is Russia again.
Oh.
Now, can you tell me... It's Chechnya in Russia. That's been at war for quite a while. Can you tell me where that is?
I can tell you where Russia is. I'll just have to guess. Let's say... What was it I said before? G25. Let's try that.
It is K20. It's the Southern Caucasus. I like my geography here.
I should have guessed that. I should have guessed somewhere near Ukraine and that.
Now, Nick, this is another, I think, easy one. Can you tell me what club... what country Kalmar plays in?
Kalmar?
Kalmar. Kalmar.
Kalmar. I do know this one, but I just need to use my brain for a minute.
Would you like an actual helpful hint?
Is it? It's not Switzerland. I think it's Switzerland. 100% Switzerland or Sweden.
Pick one.
Sweden.
You are correct. That is Sweden.
Ooh.
Good shot. Now, can you tell me where on the map that is?
Right, I'm going to concentrate here.
Oh.
Right, let's just get my glasses out. Yeah, I'll blame on my glasses.
Oh, you're going to get this.
Is it E22?
Hey?
You've put that one in Russia this time.
Not quite. About 18.
Your geography knowledge scares me. It's actually...
I found the UK. Oh, now I know where I am.
I'll give you another guess if you want to take it. Because
I found the UK.
I think you were wildly off there. So do you want to take another guess?
Yeah, I do, thank you. Is it H18?
I'm going to give you that. It's H17, but it's right on the border, so I'm going to give you that. That's 2 points there.
Oh.
Nick's just come in big there. That was impressive, actually.
Yeah, I told you, once I could get my bearings right.
Right, now, Anthony, I'm going to warn you on this one. It's a bit of a trick question.
Yeah.
Okay, can you tell me where F.C. Vaduz is? F.C.
Vaduz?
Yeah, V-A-D-U-Z.
Vaduz.
Do you want me to give you a hint?
Yeah, if it's not a trick hint.
It's not a trick hint. They don't play in the same country as they do league. So they are in one country, but they play in another country's league.
Right.
What country is FC Vaduz?
Hang on, the country the league they play in.
Another country.
The country they're based in. I'll guess Guyana.
You couldn't have possibly been more wrong there. FC Vaduz are a Liechtensteiner team, and they play in the Swiss league. Now, can you tell me...
They were in the Brazilian league, that's why I said Guyana.
Can you tell me where Liechtenstein is?
Oh, yeah, I hope so. I can tell you where Switzerland is, and I'm assuming it's not a million miles from there.
Take a guess.
Hang on. Yeah, I-18?
Oh, I'm not going to give you that.
Why?
Because you were quite far away in the end. It was it was J17, sorry. J17. So yeah. That was close, it was close. You did put it in Germany, and Liechtenstein is not in Germany, but that was close. Right, now Nick, this one's a bit easier. FC Dallas.
That's America.
That is America. Where in America is it?
I just need to get that map up.
Would you like a hint?
No.
You don't want a hint? Okay.
J8.
That was a valiant effort, but I'm afraid you're wrong. It's M7. It's in Texas. So you weren't.
Yeah, Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, you weren't terribly far away. Texas is right in the south of America.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Right, Anthony, you're getting another hard one here. I haven't balanced.
To be fair, that was probably the easiest one for the map.
Yeah, that was actually. Anthony, can you tell me where A.S. Douanes is?
Can you spell that, please?
Douanes. And I'm going to give you a hint because this one is quite difficult. It's a French-speaking country in Africa. A.S. Douanes.
Congo.
Well, Congo is a Belgium-speaking country, so I'm going to give you one more chance.
Are they?
Yeah.
That's a good bit of geography knowledge there. Zimbabwe.
Okay, you said an English-speaking country, but I'm not going to give you any more chances. It's in Senegal. Your knowledge of Africa is shocking there. That is terrible. Can you tell me where Senegal is?
No, I can't, but I will guess at 18's about right. Let's go right there. 18.
You weren't far off. 015. But yeah.
Just get half a point for the letter being right.
No. Nick, this is the last one, and you can claim the first round here. This is.
When's it going to end?
This is very easy. Sydney FC.
Australia.
It is in Australia. Where in Australia is Sydney?
Is it Is it T28?
I'm gonna give you that because that's right on the border again. Yes, that's 2 points. It was U28. I put that in, but it's right on the border, so I'm gonna give you that. Now, Nick, you have just absolutely smashed Anthony to pieces in that first game.
Hooray!
I think you just won.
You got the easy ones.
5-1. That was the first game. Okay, right. We'll move on to our talking points from that game.
Remember the time.
Yeah, I'm remembering the time. We've got plenty of time. Now, I want to talk about Brighton.
Yay!
I knew you'd enjoy that. Now, I want to ask you a question. Are Brighton the dark horses for this league? Because last year, or the year before even, nobody really expected Burnley to go up. But they did. Right. They had a very good manager, just like Brighton have a very good manager, and a fairly decent team with a unique way of playing. Can Brighton do the same sort of thing as Burnley did?
Well, you wishful thinking, you've got to say yes, but realistically, I think that the league is very strong. We started off the season very well. I mean, I think to get 7 points from possible 9, with 2 of those games being tough away games, is just impressive. But I think it's a very tough league, and again, like I said, no, it's too early to tell. But I think at the moment it's just a case of continuing what we're doing, and then we'll see where we But at this moment in time, I don't see any reason why we can't have a good attack on it. But I think we should keep our feet firmly on the ground and just keep doing what we're doing.
Okay, if Brighton aren't the favourites to win the league, and I'm going to go ahead and say I don't think they are, but I think they could be dark horses. Who do you think are the favourites at the moment?
I think it's looking strong already. They're looking strong. I think your Middlesbrough, your Wolves, your Hulls. I think they're already looking very strong for the season ahead. But it's a long season. I mean, I think already I think it's already summed up how tough it is. No one's won all 3 games. Brighton were the only ones to win 2 games. And then obviously they didn't win on Tuesday night at Huddersfield. So I think again it proves. I think we're going to be in for another very, very entertaining Championship year. We saw on Wednesday night it was a brilliant, entertaining football. Leeds 2-0 up at Bristol City. And Bristol City get it back to 2-2. QPR 2-0 down at Wolves. They go back and win 3-2. I think it's just going to be another fantastic Championship season. And I suppose at this moment in time, I really, apart from, as I said, the Middlesbroughs and the Wolves and Hulls, I'm really struggling to see who's actually going to be running away with it. I think it's going to be another fantastic one, and hopefully, like last year, we'll go right down to the final day.
I think we can all hope on that. That was a great season last year in the Championship.
I'm just so impressed with the way the Albion have started off the season, but obviously a tough game on Saturday at home to Blackburn Rovers, and. But all I will say is we just keep doing what we're doing, and so our players are playing very well. We've brought in some good signings. We're probably about to lose Lewis Dunk. I think it's looking like, especially with the sign of the Shrewsbury Town defender. But as I would say we just need to keep doing what we're doing, especially in our 4-4-2 system. It's working.
I think Middlesbrough are absolute favourites for me to win the whole thing, but you could argue 9 or 10 teams to go up, at least.
Okay, let's stick to the South Coast though, and talk about Southampton. Now, I'm going to try and not say as much as I can on this one, but Southampton are in the Europa League, of course, and I think we're currently drawing in the Europa League.
Why are you doing this? Wouldn't you be watching the game?
Because we're doing this tonight, and they've lost 1 game, and they've drawn another one against Newcastle, and we lost to
Jay Rodriguez got a penalty, mate.
Absolutely smashed by Everton 3-0. So, last year a lot of people, they predicted Southampton to drop off because of the players they sold. Is it maybe looking a bit like this could be the year Southampton drop off?
I don't think so. I think they've signed good players. Cedric Suarez, the right back, looks very good. They've brought in Classy. They've brought in Juanmi, the striker. I think Southampton's still going to compete. I think they've bought well. Romeo could be a good signing from Chelsea if he does what Bertrand's done. I still think Southampton are going to be sort of Europa League sort of contenders, the Spurs sort of area, and Liverpool area of the table.
Yeah, I think Southampton will be fine. I think they'll maybe not do as well as they did last season, but I think they'll certainly be top half. And I think they could do with another centre back, but I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, I'd agree with that sentiment. I think they will be all right. I'd hope for a top 10 finish, but if we
I was amazed at how brilliant Everton were, though.
Oh, they absolutely stuffed us. Lukaku looked world class that day. Maybe I should start a fence. Let's talk about something else. Bournemouth last week against Liverpool got some pretty dodgy decisions. They had a goal disallowed which shouldn't have been disallowed, and Benteke's goal was onside. Norwich the week before had Cameron Jerome's overhead kick disallowed for high boot. I think they had a penalty that they should have had not given. So, okay, it's always said every single year, but the weaker teams in the Premier League don't get the decisions. Are we now starting to see real solid evidence for that?
I think so.
I think the Bournemouth-Liverpool game was it was horrible to see. It was but then it is such a difficult job officiating. I have sympathy with the officials, but they were bad decisions against the smaller clubs.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can all take sympathy with the difficulty that referees have. I know none of us could even get close to doing a half decent job of that. But I mean, it just seems to be a consistency now. It happened a lot last season. It's happening again this season. That the weaker sides don't get the decisions. I just got to wonder, why is that?
What I would say is if had Liverpool won the game, had Bournemouth won the game 1-0, with it the other way around, with Bournemouth having scored an offside goal and Liverpool having a goal wrongly chalked off, we wouldn't be hearing about that in the media. We'd be saying, "Oh, what a fantastic performance by Bournemouth! winning their game, tough like Liverpool sort of thing. I think if it happens to a smaller team, it's tragic. If it happens to a big team, it doesn't matter. It's almost a little sideshow. It doesn't matter.
Well, I would agree with that, but I would say there's a good reason for that. If it happens to a big club, it's not the end of the world. If it happens to a small club, that's the fine line between staying up one season and going down. It comes down to 2 or 3 points every year.
It could decide if someone gets in the Champions League or wins a title or something.
But I mean, it's becoming a consistent thing now that the smaller clubs do not get these decisions. I do struggle to understand why that they don't get these decisions. Why referees seem to side against them as sort of an automatic thing. Does anyone here have a theory for why that happens?
No, go on. All right.
Well, yeah, I was asking.
Oh, right. Sorry. I don't know. I do think
intimidation.
The case of the media makes it a bigger thing when it happens to a smaller club. I think I don't know, perhaps a little bit more, but I'm not sure it is always the little teams get nothing and the big teams always get wrong by decisions.
Okay, all right. We'll try and settle that one there. We're going to move on. The next section we'll be talking about the transfers. I know everyone wants to talk about some of the things that I've gone through. But we're moving on to the second part of the game. I put an hour into preparing this, so we're continuing this bloody game. Okay, Anthony, you're going to start again. Your questions do get a bit easier this time.
Can't we just do best 2 out of 3?
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Okay, Anthony.
No, I mean just in this game. Can we just do it best 2 out of 3?
No. Anthony, I want you to tell me where Thimphu City play.
Thimphu City.
Thimphu City. Thimphu. Would you like a hint?
Go on.
Their leaders of the country are called the Dragon Kings. That's deadly serious. They're called Dragon Kings.
Well, I was going to say China, but something's telling me not to say that now. Thailand.
You're not too far away. It's in Bhutan. Now, can you tell me where that is? And I'll give you a hint for this one as well. There's a prominent motorway in this country named after this. So, can you tell me where it is on the map? And there's a very prominent motorway in England that has the same name as the coordinates on the map.
Right. M26.
I'm not going to give you that because you're actually quite far away. It's the M23.
It's nearly that.
Yeah, okay.
Nothing in the M20. Oh, yeah. Oh, hang on.
You got nothing there. Now, Nick, can you tell me where Sao Paulo is? Sao Paulo.
Yeah, Brazil.
It's in Brazil. Okay, that's good. That's 1 point for you. Where is it in Brazil?
I think I could probably get this one.
It's on the coast, isn't it?
It is on the coast.
I want to go for U11.
You went for U11, and I'm gonna give you that because it's right on the border. I had it as T11, but it was right on the border, so I'm going to give you that. That's 2 points.
I'm quite good, actually.
You are actually decent at this. I'm surprised. It's the other way. I thought it would go the other way around.
I started off horrifically, but once I got my bearings into the map.
Yeah, once you found the UK, everything's easy. Now, Anthony, can you tell me in which country does Adelaide United play in?
That's so easy.
This is really easy.
It's not a sneaky.
Adelaide United.
Come on, man.
There's two. Is it Australia or New Zealand? I'm not sure.
Pick one.
Because I think I remember the Formula One being in Adelaide. I'm pretty sure it's Australia, so I'll go for that.
It is Australia.
I had a horrible sneaky feeling it was New Zealand.
Where in Australia is it? Big country.
It is.
I'm going to tell you now, it is slap bang in the middle of this little square, so I want you to get the exact square.
I have no idea where in Australia. I know it's Australia, but I'm not sure where in Australia, and there's about 12 squares to pick from.
I'll put it this way, most Australian places tend to go around one sort of area.
Yeah, I'm thinking because you've got the outback.
I'm going to press you here. Give me a guess.
U27.
Bullseye. Hang on, that was. Yep, 2 points for you. Now, Nick, this is again a little bit of a trick one.
Oh.
Vancouver Whitecaps.
Oh.
Which country do they play in?
Vancouver, is it Canada or America? Vancouver. America.
No, it's a Canadian country.
It's Canadian.
Yeah.
Hang on. Was it the question which country do they play in or which country are they based in? Because
it's which country do they play in? They're a Canadian city, Vancouver. So it's Canada. It's the same as when you had the Liechtenstein.
That's fine.
Okay, and now can you tell me where in Canada Vancouver is?
No. Well, on the map.
Yeah, I'll give you a clue. We've had one right next to it so far. One of the ones we've done has been right next to it.
E4.
Okay, that is basically like the coldest part of Canada you picked where almost no one lives. So no, it's in I-5. It's right next to Washington. It's right next to the state line. So when you get it wrong, Nick, you get it wrong in a big way. Nobody could even live in that area. They would all die. Okay, Anthony, can you tell me where Belgrano is? Belgrano, the club.
The obvious thing to say is Belgrade.
That is not the obvious thing to say, but
well, it was to me.
Belgrano. Think back to your British history here, and you'll find the name Belgrano somewhere in it.
British history. I did modern world history, if that helps.
It might do. Belgrano. Tell you what, we're going to have some 50-year-old listeners who are screaming out their laptops right now because this is so obvious.
I didn't go. Well, do we get 50-year-old listeners?
We might get one.
One. All right. I've got no idea. This will be a wild guess. Is it Belgrano?
Gotta press you.
Yeah, sorry. Argentina.
Bullseye. It's Argentina. The reason why you should know that is because we sunk for the Belgrano. That's a ship we sunk during the Falklands.
Yeah, the Falklands was what came to mind when you said about 50-year-old listeners.
Yeah, okay, there we go. That was got it. Now, where in Argentina is Belgrano based?
Argentina's there, I think. Well, you've got Brazil on the east, and then I assume Argentina's that other big one south of it.
Oh wow, you don't actually know which one's Argentina.
I'm assuming. Well, I know Brazil's the big eastern one. I know Chile's the really narrow one on the west. I'm assuming that big southern one is Argentina. I will say. I don't know where the Falklands is. I know it's a little island place. I'll say V10.
I'm going to give you that. It's U10, but again, it's quite close to the border. Yep. So you got that one correct. It's 2 more points for you.
I think you're starting to cheat.
Right. Well, actually, because Belgrano isn't actually a place in Argentina, it's just the name of a club in a certain state. So I think that'd be quite difficult to cheat that one. So, right. Nick, your one. And this one I think is quite easy. Atletico Mineiro.
Oh, I know this one.
Well, Atletico, it's got to be Spain.
No. It's Brazil.
Oh.
Atletico Mineiro.
Kleberson, who played for Man United, was signed from there. If that helps.
Bernard used to play for there from Shakhtar. Yeah. Can you tell me where in Brazil Atletico Mineiro plays?
T10.
Is it? Oh. It's near Brasilia, isn't it?
You are not too far away, but I will not give you that because that's technically in Bolivia. It's S11. It's right next to Sao Paulo. So that's
I hate you.
Bad luck, Anthony. If you get this one, I think you just need one more point after if you get both this one right. Toulouse,
France.
That's France.
That's so easy.
Where in France is it?
You have Atletico Mineiro and others. I've no idea where in France. I think it's the south of France.
I'm going to want an exact box here.
Well,
because France is easy.
France is 4 boxes. I think it's the south of France. I vaguely remember a Fabio Capello joke video because of the way he said Toulouse, like to lose a game. I'm pretty sure it's the south of France. I'll say K. It's 50-50. K16.
You're correct. That means, Nick, you've got to get this one right. Now,
Hit me.
HJK Helsinki.
Well, that's Finland.
Yes, it is. Now, I could have made that really difficult and said the Finnish name for what that club is, which is Helsingin Jalkapalloklubu. I'm not even kidding. That's what I obviously butchered it, but yeah, I don't think you would have got it if I said that. But where in Finland is Helsinki?
G18.
Bullseye. You know your geography. That is definitely Finland. Everyone always gets Finland and Sweden confused for some reason. So, yep, you're still in this. Okay. Anthony, if you get this one right,
you can't really cheat at this game, can you?
You can't. I made the map that difficult for this reason. Chicago Fire.
What the...
I'm not sure.
Chicago.
Is it the US?
It is the US. But can you tell me where it is in the US?
Yes.
I have no idea, so it's going to be a guess. Hang on, is it Los Angeles? I think it's K7.
I'm afraid I can't give you that because it's right in the middle. It's K8. You were not far off. US is a big place. It's hard to get it right. You know, you guess one box and you're actually several hundred miles away. Okay, Nick, if you get both of these right, you've saved it. So, Nick, CSKA Moskva.
Oh, come on.
Russia.
It's in Russia. But where is it in Russia? And you need to
say CSKA Moscow?
Not Moskva. Yeah, it's in Russia. So can you tell me where it is in Russia? You have to get this one. You have to get both of these right in order to win. Otherwise, Anthony wins.
F25.
F20. I really question your knowledge of Russian geography, because again, that's like right in the middle of Siberia. It's not that. It's H19. It's right on the east of Russia. Like pretty much everything is in Russia. Yeah, when you get it wrong, Nick, you just dump them in places where people cannot possibly survive. So Anthony,
Lala and Rubin Kazan way out there somewhere.
There's like 2 of them that are not like on the east. So yeah, Anthony, you won that one only just though. So that was a lot closer.
But that was fun.
Yeah. We got one more round, but we're going to do it a bit later.
I didn't mean.
Yeah, no, you said it's fun. Tough luck. We're going to talk about football transfers now. I tell you what, other people are going to be looking at this and just thinking, how bad is everyone's geography knowledge here? But right,
this map is horrible and small, and it's hard to tell. Honest,
deliberately difficult. Now, Pedro snubbed Manchester United. They were quite openly trying to sign him, and he's gone to Chelsea. So I want to ask 2 questions on that. And the first one is it a good move for Pedro and Chelsea?
No.
I sort of touched on it before. I think Pedro will definitely get into the first team at Chelsea, and he will add a good He'll have pace to their attack. I think we might see Hazard move into the middle and Pedro out wide. I think he'll be a great addition to their attack.
Nick, you said no.
I don't think they need him. I think they've just done it to sort of annoy Man United. What they need is a... Actually, yeah, they probably do need him. Actually, no, they don't. They've got Willian, Hazard, Cuadro. They don't need another winner. They're okay in that sense. I just think
Cuadrado's done nothing since joining Chelsea.
Well, I was going to say, to be fair, he's done awful, but I suspect he'll probably go in January. I think they needed. I don't think they needed him. I think they've just done it to stop. To be fair, they've done it to stop a rival from signing him. But it could be a good sign.
Okay, and the second question I want to ask about Pedro going to Chelsea is: does this mean Man United can't attract the top players anymore? And the reason I ask that is because this transfer window, especially, they have routinely been snubbed by players who are going to a bigger club.
It's because of Van Gaal.
You're saying it's because of Van Gaal?
Well, no, the Pedro one was because of Valdez.
Yeah, Valdez and Stoikov both recommended he don't go to Man United. He doesn't play with Van Gaal. But, I mean, it's Otamendi is one. We're going to talk about one in a minute. Otamendi has snubbed Man United to go to City. It's maybe questionable whether or not they're in for him. Sergio Ramos snubbed Manchester United to stay at Real Madrid. De Gea wants to leave Man United to go to Real Madrid. And there's a few others. I can't remember all of them now, but there's an entire first team you can construct from these sorts of players.
I'm not sure we've actually... The thing is every year, Man United, like other major clubs, get linked to the biggest name players. It's just whether we actually are going to sign them. I think with Ramos, the rumours are that was just a ruse, all the Man United stuff, in order to get get a better contract at Real Madrid. I think it's hard to say, because whether he would have left Real Madrid for anybody, let alone Man United, would he have left Real Madrid for, say, I don't know, a Chelsea or an Arsenal or anyone? I don't think so. So I don't think it's fair to say. I think the Otamendi one is a dodgy one, as mentioned. I think Pedro went for because of Valdez and Stoikov, as we've mentioned. Somebody else. De Gea, I think that's purely a not bigger club. I think that's a home thing, to be honest with you.
Okay, let's talk about the other one then. And we're not going to talk about the Man United side of this one. Otamendi has moved from Valencia to City for 32 million. So that's a lot of money. That's not a small transfer at all. Do we think he'll be a success in the Premier League? Do we think this is a good signing for City? And did they actually need him?
I think he'll be fantastic together.
I think it's really hard to say, because Otamendi has proved himself in the Spanish league, and he's done okay, but he's done very well at Valencia. However, I'm not sure he's in that top class bracket of centre backs. I'm not sure he's in that that top, Ramos and Godin and them lot, as I've mentioned before. I'm not sure he's in that bracket. I think he's in a bracket below. He's definitely a good upgrade on Mangala, who is good physically and
he played quite well on Sunday, to be fair.
Sorry?
The question needs asking: do they actually need this player, especially for 32 million? Because you've got Company and Mangala, you've got Demi Chalis, you've got the young player Denaya, who
but Demetrius is quite young, quite old, sorry.
Oh yeah, but I mean, even players like Terry are proving, old centre backs can go on for quite a while.
Yeah, but Di Michaelis is awful.
Well, but the question is, for £32 million especially, were maybe City weaker in other areas? Maybe they need to sign other kinds of players rather than a £32 million centre back.
If it was Man United who'd signed Otamendi for 32 million, would you have asked this question?
No. I would have, actually, because I think 32 million for Otamendi is a lot of money, and we know about financial fair play rules. You take 32 million here, you can't spend it somewhere else. So
I agree.
I'm asking, could they have spent this money better elsewhere, or is this the area they needed to fill in?
I think centre back is probably the weakest area in the City side. I think going forward they look very good. The only other position I'd perhaps argue is a defensive midfielder. But yeah, no, I think centre back was the right decision to fill, and I think
they spent 30 million on Mangala as well.
Yes,
he's apparently going on loan to Valencia. It was originally going to be part of the original deal, but it's being negotiated as part of a separate deal. because he had a buyout clause of €40 million.
Well, okay. I'll add in a quick bit of news about that transfer as well. Apparently, Valencia still owe Man City about 24 million for Negredo.
Yeah.
So it does look like this transfer is technically going through for about 8 million, but it is still 32 million being given out. Okay, let's move on to another one. Florian Thauvin has gone to Newcastle for 12 million. It's another big signing by Newcastle. It's another attacking player. Again, I'm going to ask a similar question. Could this money have maybe not been spent better elsewhere? Because I look at Newcastle's team and I think defensively they are lacking a lot. And they have gone out there and signed quite a few attacking players.
I like Thauvin. I was talking about him before to a friend of mine who's a Newcastle fan. Thauvin is a very intelligent player. He's a winger, but he likes to come inside and he's creative. He's an intelligent player. I think he'll really improve their attack. I do agree they could do with a defender or two. But I think Thauvin is a great signing. It depends. If Newcastle also go on and sign a defender or two, then fine. But if Thauvin that's it for their summer, like Wijnaldum and Thauvin, I think the problem is last season Newcastle lacked excitement going forward, and I think these two players really will add that. And Cabella going back to France, who was good there, but he didn't have much of an impact in France. He had a really good goal scoring record playing behind the striker. Hasn't really made it in the Premier League. I think him going back to France will be good for him. I think it's a good deal for both parties. But then, yeah, they also need to get a defender or two for sure, definitely.
Okay, well, we'll move on from that one. And there's another one I want to talk about, which is, it's a bit of an odd one. Abdul Baba Rahman, I may have pronounced that wrong, a Ghanaian left back or right back, has gone to Chelsea. I think it's about 10 odd million.
It's closer to 20.
Is it? Okay, I read that one wrong.
14 rising to 20, depending on.
Okay, so it's quite a bit of money. Has he just been decided to play on the bench, or are they maybe looking at putting Azpilicueta at right back and phasing out Branislav Ivanovic?
Mourinho mentioned it when he signed Rahman. He said about Azpilicueta going to right back. I think when you look at the Chelsea defenders, they've got the first choice back four of Ivanovic, Terry, Cahill, Azpilicueta. They've got Zuma, and then apart from that, there's no one else you'd really trust to start a game for them. They've got a few other defenders, but you wouldn't want to start any of them. I think he had a very good season at Augsburg last season. He was good at the World Cup as well. He's only a young lad. I think he's 20, 21. He's got plenty of time to develop. I think he'll be a great signing for them. Like Zuma and Zuma. You think of a back four as Azpilicueta, Cahill, Zuma, and Baba Rahman. They're all youngish players. That's the future of Chelsea.
That's good. I think he'd be a great signing, yeah.
Okay, we've got two more things I want to talk about. The first one, and this is a transfer I just cannot understand personally. Clinton G, or GA, has gone to Tottenham. It's spelled NG, but apparently the N is silent. So it's Clinton GA. Has gone to Tottenham for about £10 million from Lyon. Wasn't a regular starter at Lyon. Did not do a whole lot at Lyon. I think he's 21, if I'm not mistaken. So he's not that young either. I mean, he's moving out of his development years as a player. What of all the strikers Tottenham could have signed for about 10 million, have they maybe? Is this a big mistake, or have they? This just
has flop written all over it, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
It is a strange signing. He didn't get into the Lyon team really because of Lacazette's brilliance. I think Fekir as well. They have. Yeah. I think he's one of them. He could go on. He's only a young lad. He's got plenty of time to develop. He's a very fast player and he's physically very good. It's whether I think if you've got that as your starting point, especially for a striker, you can develop, the mentality side of things and the finishing. That's something you can develop. But he is extremely fast. I've played with him a few times on FIFA, so
he is.
But genuinely, he is a fast player, and
that's what Tottenham need, isn't it? They need pace, don't it?
Well, I mean, you look at Tottenham's attacking lineup. They've just sold Soldado for a massive loss. I will mention because he cost.
Yeah, they had to. They didn't.
Well, they had to sell him. But you look at their attackers now: Harry Kane, Clinton GA. They're the only two out and out strikers.
Is Adebayor gone yet?
Adebayor will be going. It's sort of an inevitability. And if he doesn't go, there's no way he's getting anywhere near that team.
Yeah, I think
of strikers they've only got two.
I think they need two more attacking players. I think they need to sign Berino from West Brom, and I think they should also go for Yannick Bolasie of Palace.
I think Harry Kane went off injured last weekend, and they brought on Eric Lamela, who played up front for them. That I suppose he's not a striker; he's a winger by trade. But I think that tells the story. I think Jay coming in, it shows it's the right idea. I'm not sure about Berino coming in. I think they should get maybe a more of a target man type striker because it provides them with a different option. Someone who's maybe a little more experienced rather than signing another young player.
Well, Charlie Austin would be available for about 15 million, so I'd say that would be a good start for him. But let's move on from Tottenham. I'm going to group these three transfers into one here because I think it's the same sort of talking point. Adama Traore has gone to Villa, Xheridan Shaqiri has gone to Stoke, and Salomon Rondon has gone to West Brom. Now, what I want to ask is this proof, once and for all, that the Premier League is the best league in the world? Because these are mid-table clubs at best, pulling in, I think what you would say is genuine world-class talent. It's the best Venezuela player, it's the best Swiss player, and Switzerland are a big footballing country, and Adama Traore is one of the best prospects in world football.
They are definitely punching above their weight. Shaqiri, I'm a bit unsure about. He was at Bayern, he failed at Bayern, ended up going to Inter, and he didn't really hit the ground running there. He started off well at Bayern, but he tailed off as in his later years there. Inter, he didn't do a lot, from my knowledge, and they paid a lot of money for him. Shaqiri rejected Stoke earlier in the window, and now he's suddenly signed. I don't know if he was hoping not to go there and to go to a bigger club. It's a great coup for him. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not sure he is as good as people think he is.
I think it's going to be a lot of the case of Sanchez going to Arsenal because you're taking a very good player who could be the star man, but has been playing under other players who are the star men. He's been under Robben's shadow, he's been under Ribery's shadow. I think if he goes to a club where he is the main man, where he is probably undoubtedly the best technical player there is, I think he can flourish just like Sanchez did. Not to the same extent, obviously, but I think you look at him in the Switzerland team, he's one of the best players in that team, and he almost always delivers for Switzerland.
Yeah, he is very good internationally, I'll give you that.
So I think it could be an example of if Stoke can, base the midfield around what Shaqiri does, I think they can get the best out of him.
Yeah, I think so.
I want to see him do well. He's an exciting player, but I'm unsure. Well, sorry, Nick.
No, I was just saying. I think he'll do well.
Okay, right. That's all the transfers. So we have to move on to the last round.
I said I want to finish it at 10 too.
Well, tough luck. We'll try and do it quickly then. So we're going to start off with Anthony. I want you to tell me where is F.C. Ural.
Ural.
I'll spell that. It's U-R-A-L.
There was a Turkish striker who moved to Man City called Unal, so I'll say Turkey.
No, it's in Russia. Can you tell me where in Russia it is?
Well, you've just said all the Russian clubs are in the east, so let's go for... H20.
No, but you work quite far away. That's about 200 miles, technically. It's H21, and it is one of the only Russian clubs that is not in the east. It's not. It's like at the very far side of H21. So that's nothing you get there. Nick, can you tell me in which country does CFR Cluj play for?
Cluj, Cluj. I remember them. Yeah, I remember them from the Champions League. I don't know what national.
Yep, you're right there in the Champions League. It's CLUJ, Cluj.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not Hungary. I've
got one or two in my mind.
Oh, I really don't actually know. I'm just going to have to guess here. I'll go for some obscure team. Not that obscure.
Do you want me to give you a hint?
No, yeah.
We're very worried at the moment about lots of immigrants are about to come from there.
Yeah, it's
Norway. Not Norway. Yeah.
No, it's not Norway. It's Romania. Can you tell me where Romania is?
I certainly can try.
It's the whole country is fitting in just one box, so yeah.
One box, you say, young man?
Yep.
Young man.
That sounded sexual.
That did sound a bit dodgy. I think I should leave now.
So where is Romania?
Yep, you want... I-19?
Not too far away, but I won't give it to you because it's an entire country, one box. It's J18. So
you knob.
You're both on nothing. Now, Anthony, I'm going to give you a hint before I say this one. It's going to be a major footballing country very soon. Can you tell me in what country Lekwia play in?
Lekwia?
Lekwia. Lekhwiya. Lekwia.
Qatar.
Bullseye. It is Qatar. Now here's a real big test of your global knowledge, because no one knows this one. Where is Qatar?
It's in the Middle East.
I'm also going to give you a hint on this one, because it is so small you cannot technically see it on the map. This country.
It's in the Middle East.
It is in the Middle East, but where in the Middle East is it?
In the Middle East. I have no idea. So let's go for somewhere blue. Is it round there? I'm trying to think. Yeah, let's try that. 12. K12.
K12. Bloody hell, you are just hilariously... You've put that in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
No, it's in the Middle East.
What?
I don't know where the Middle East is on the
It's
map.
in America.
It's N20. You put that in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. It couldn't have possibly been there.
What's my one?
I just want to say for an interesting fact, Qatar is no bigger than West Sussex.
Can you tell me where it is? What number it is?
I can't because... Right.
No, what code is Qatar?
N20. Right, now, Nick, can you tell me where Al Hilal play?
Yeah, Pakistan.
No. They play in Saudi Arabia. Can you tell me where Saudi Arabia is?
Africa, isn't it? No, it's not.
Sorry.
N18?
No, it is also in N20. Yeah, it's right next to Qatar, and it is like several hundred times the size of Qatar. So yeah, Qatar is being held. The World Cup in 2022 is being held in a country smaller than West Sussex. I again just want to repeat that just to say how ridiculous it is. Now, Anthony, it's your turn. This will be easy for you to get the country, but I don't reckon you'll figure out where it is. I want you to tell me in what country does Beijing Guoma play?
Beijing?
Beijing Guoma.
That's in China.
It is in China. It's a really major city in China and in the world. But where in China is Beijing?
That's a very good question.
I'll give you one of two boxes because it's right on the edge of one.
I think it's the southeast of China. Let's go there. Oh, or is it? Yeah, let's go there. M23? Hang on, sorry.
Did you say N23?
Hang on, I'm just checking the numbers. I've read it right. Sorry, M24.
M24. I can't give you that. It's K25. It is not in the south of China. It is in the right northeast. You go back really quite far away, actually, because China's huge.
What's my one?
Because Shanghai's in the west.
Right, your one is Auckland City.
America.
Hey!
I'm going to be like a bit sympathetic and give you another go.
What?
Auckland City.
I don't know.
You really should.
Auckland.
Yeah, Auckland. Auckland. Auckland.
I don't know. Oh, Australia.
I gave you an effort, but no, it's New Zealand. Now, do you actually know where New Zealand is?
Yeah.
So where in the world is New Zealand? In which square is Auckland?
How generous are you going to be with this one?
I want
W30.
W30. Yes, that is. So you got that one right. It is W30. So yeah, it's not interesting. A lot of people always think Papua New Guinea is New Zealand. It's not the one above Australia. It's the one to the right of it. Just putting that out there. Now, Anthony, I want you to tell me, this one's going to be hard, where Tirana KF is. Tirana KF. Tirana KF.
Mexico.
No. It's in Albania. Can you tell me where Albania is?
Yeah, I can actually, because I have a Greek friend, and there's a lot of stuff goes on between Greece and Albania. Hopefully, I sound all cocky now, and now I'm.
Yeah, you don't want to get this one wrong.
Yeah. L18.
Can you repeat that, sorry?
L18.
I will not give you that. It is K18, and the reason I won't give you that is because the entire country is again fitting in one box. You have essentially dropped that right in the
Right, what's my one then?
Right, your one is Skonto FC, and I'll give you a hint.
This one.
It is particularly relevant to you, Nick. This question is very relevant to you. Skonto FC.
Latvia.
Bullseye.
That was a nice clue.
And can you tell me where Latvia is?
Yeah, I can try.
They had a guy called Igor Semyonov's played for them. Very good player and Championship manager, and he was always available for 100,000 because the Latvian league was so bad.
Just that.
All right.
F18.
F18. Where have you put that? Oh, I'm not going to give you that because you've dumped that right back in Finland. It's H18. Yeah, that was a good effort. You're now currently drawing, so you got one go each left of the whole game. So, Anthony, can you tell me where Maccabi Tel Aviv is? Maccabi Tel Aviv.
That's so easy.
It's the oh god, Israel.
It is in Israel. Where is Israel?
Do you want to know the obscure reason why I know that one?
I assume you should know it because Tel Aviv is really, really obvious.
Yeah, because it was a song at Eurovision.
Cheers for that. Where is Israel?
Anyway, I know Israel's because of Eurovision, it's always controversial its entry because it's whether it's in Europe or not.
If you pay attention to basically any world news, you will know exactly where Israel is.
I have a rough idea.
So, can you tell me where Israel is?
But it's between Europe and Asia. Is that specific?
Give me a number.
I don't know. Is it? Let's go there. K20.
You were not spectacularly far off. It was in L19, though you did technically dump that in Chechnya. So it's
right, what's my
pretty
one?
far away. Your one, because you were complaining before, is Guangzhou Evergrande.
Oh, I know this one. This has been in the news recently, this team.
Guangzhou Evergrande.
Never heard of them.
Listen to the first word again. Guangzhou.
South Korea.
No, it's in China.
Has Anelka become manager of them or something?
He has. Now,
yeah.
Nick,
yeah,
if you can tell
China.
me where in China it is, you get the draw. Otherwise, Anthony wins. So where in China is Guangzhou?
Where the fuck fuck is China?
China is the really big one in Asia. I can't give away like a bigger hint than that one.
Yeah, it's a pretty...
Guangzhou. So this is to level up the game.
L24.
Oh, yeah, that's not far off, but I can't give it to you. It's N25.
Come on.
So that means, Anthony, you win our V2 Where in the World game for the first ever inaugural time. Congratulations.
Yeah, wrap it up, yeah.
I do want to say, though, you guys' geography knowledge is absolutely appalling. It was dreadful.
Right.
You got the sheer mass of them wrong, and you placed them in places where people cannot possibly exist, or where there is, in fact, just ocean. So
you said that country was so small you can't see it on the map, so I assume
you should know where it is. Right. Thank you for joining us this week. If you want to send us anything, please send it to the V2 Journal, and you can find all the details on there. So thank you for listening from me, and thank you for listening for the rest of them too. Thank you and good night.
Thanks, bye.